Okay, anyone familiar with the hi object? Hi, there it is. Basically, hi, and then I've opened up the help file and dragged everything out onto the page right next to the hi object. So it's actually two hi objects on this page, and the one that's open, what I do is from this menu, first thing you do is you create info, and that prints a load of stuff into the Max window telling you what available items and devices are plugged into your computer and that Max actually sees and recognises. And you can see it says Nintendo RVL CNT 010, that's my Wiimote, and the PlayStation controller, the Apple keyboard, trackpad, Apple Mikey HD driver 3, another PlayStation controller. It's remembering everything that I've had plugged into it, because the other PlayStation pad isn't turned on or plugged in at the moment, and the Wiimote is also turned off, but it sees them. So if you say menu after that, that then creates this menu's contents based on what you can connect to it. So if I tell it I want the PlayStation 3 controller, then I've basically got this button, Poll 125. Poll 125 will take what data the pad is giving every, well, 1,000 is 1 second, so that's every 125th of a second. So if I hit it now, you'll hear the numbers, and you'll see these numbers in this box start to roll. Because of the 6-axis on the pad, it's constantly giving data. I'm not touching it right now. But if I do start to touch it, what we get is different data. So I'll put this over near the speaker so you can hear. Just leave it alone, you'll just hear the same thing constantly, over and over again. So even though it seems when I'm grabbing it I'm not having much effect on it, I'm actually having a lot of effect. So, something I can do at this stage, let's get this into edit mode. I don't know if you saw what I did then, but I changed this part of the make note to make 27 notes. So now, and I think as well, I don't think that I need, I've just disconnected the lead. I don't need it to be plugged in. I think it just needs to be plugged in at the start. And also you can move the sticks. I can do that. I'll show you this way. So, what sort of difference can I make to this now? If I were to change this scale here, instead of making it the notes between 50 and 127, I made the notes between, let's say, 30 and 80, we'd probably get a very different set of messages coming through, because the range of keys from 30 onward up to about 80 is more like the drum noises, and I do have a drum setting on right now, so let's see. There we go, more drumish. Okay, so now okay, this is just from the moving it around. So just those two simple little changes, and we're already starting to make a quite sophisticated drum synth pattern maker. It's a little bit random still, but it's a lot more refined than it was. I have got the output of the PS3 pad going into Max, and then from Max going over to that 303 where it's being voiced at the minute on a... I'll show you, because I'll change the voice kit. A hip-hop drum kit. Maybe if I refine the voices down even lower than 80, if I change this element here to 60, we'll get more repetition of notes. And it's already starting to sound a little bit more reasonable, actually. Okay, because I've got one hand on the camera, I'm not even trying with the sticks yet. Let's see what happens here. I've got the desks. I've got the sticks pushed down on the desk. Okay, and finally, go back to pole 0 to turn it off. Back to pole 25, 125. Now then, pole 0 off, back in edit mode. The pole, let's change the pole length and go for a different setting. Can you see? You can see that now, can't you? So let's say instead of every 125 seconds, let's do it every 250. So that's every quarter of a second, which should equate to something like 120 BPM if you count in between all the beats. Well, we'll see. We'll poll it at that. It just seems to have just dropped right off the whole shelf now. Okay, I'm going to wrap this video up now. Back to pole 0. And I think that's all of my iPads taken care of. The Bluetooth stuff for the Wii's gone really well. The PS3 is the only one, the pad that's giving me any problems, but they're kind of on their way. I'm definitely happy enough for it at the prototype stage anyway. I've achieved my objectives so far, and the iPad stuff's come on really well, so I might make a separate video for that. Okay, thanks a lot.